Hey everybody, welcome back to the Print 3D channel. Today is November 15th, and that means day 319 of the 3DP 365 project. And on today's episode, we printed out Soup Tin Kelly. This model was designed by SparkyFace5 for Chris over at the Practical Printing channel. And our print turned out really good, so stick around. Hey everybody, welcome back, and thank you for joining me here for day 319 of the 3DP 365 project. On today's episode, it's Soup Tin Kelly. This is actually modeled by SparkyFace5, and it was by request from Chris over at the Practical Printing channel, aka Krusty over on Twitter. And this is actually after Ned Kelly, and I guess he's some sort of bad guy that roamed the Australian highways. And I guess Chris talks about him a lot. So SparkyFace5 designed this really cool model for him, and it really turned out awesome. This is such a cool little model. I love his little can top on the top. We did scale ours up to 150% too, because I have a gMax 1.5 XT Plus, and we used some of that Standard Series PLA from Matter Hackers. This is their standard blue, and our print turned out amazing. With the scaling it up to 150%, it did increase the print time. This was over a 9.5-hour print, so this printed overnight. And when I walked in this morning, I saw this awesome, cool-looking model. And this blue filament is actually really cool. It's got a bit of a twinkle to it. It's almost like it has a little bit of iridescent to it. And you can really see it on the top because the top's on an angle when it prints. So it's going to print out singular layers and finish them off as it goes. So you're going to see a ton of layer lines on the top there. But you can see a little bit of that iridescent look this blue filament has. And this is just their Standard Series blue filament. It's not like a semi-translucent, but it does have some semi-translucent qualities to it. The print itself, it turned out awesome. We downloaded this model from Thingiverse, and I'll put the link down in the description so you guys can download and print this yourself. And I sent it over to Simplify 3D for slicing. In Simplify 3D, like I said, I did scale it up to 150%. We did use 4 top layers, 3 bottom layers, and 3 perimeters. And I also used 7% infill on this model because I didn't want to use a ton of plastic. And I know scaling up the model also scales up the infill a little bit too. So I wanted to use 10, but it was using way too much filament, and it was going to take about 12 hours to print. So when I scaled it down to 7% infill, it was a perfect almost 8 hours and 45 minutes roughly, but it took 9.5 hours because, you know, Simplify 3D kind of rough estimates. And we also printed this out at 35 millimeters per second. Because of the way this prints, there's a couple of little challenges on the print. They're not big challenges, but they are a little bit of a challenge. Around the eyes here, this forehead will build out slowly on a flat plane. It is on a little bit of an angle, just enough so it doesn't cause any curling. And ours actually turned out perfect. We did not use any support material on this print whatsoever, and our little brow area there turned out really good. All in all, the print looks awesome. There are no blobs, there are no globs, there are no signs of over or under extrusion, there's no layer skips, and there's no layer shifts. The consistency of this blue filament is really nice. I really love this texture on here, and I really like that iridescent look. This is very similar to the purple filament that I tried to print with that base that I had that fail on. It's got a bit of a semi-translucent look to it, so I'm probably going to try and print a vase, and this will be a good test filament to try and make sure all my cooling issues have been dialed in. For now, we're not going over 60% cooling on the gMax. I slowly step it up over 4 stages, over 24 layers to slowly add cooling because my gMax has such amazing cooling. And plus this filament has a really weird cooling scale. The way it cools off very fast, so I want to be careful with it. But other than that, I really love this model. SparkyFace5 did an amazing job on this cool little Soup Tin Kelly. Really good job. Nice work, SparkyFace5. And really cool that Chris requested this because I really love this model. I might actually add this to my test prints because it was a bit of a challenge with the brow. And plus it just looks really cool. And I have a couple of other models in my set of test print models, but I've been wanting to increase the size of the different models. And I wanted to use them by people in the community so people can see more of the modeling skills of everybody in the 3D printing community. So this will make a perfect addition to my test models too. And I really love this design, Soup Tin Kelly. This is a very cool model. Well, that about wraps it up for day 319 of the 3DP 365 project. I hope you guys found this episode interesting and informative. And if you're looking for ways to support the channel, check out the affiliate links down in the description. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share those videos, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.